Have you ever wondered what happened between the X-Men movie? No, not the first X-Men movie and the second X-Men movie. That would make a little more sense. No, what happened between the last 10 minutes of the first X-Men movie, from where Magneto's on the Statue of Liberty to where Logan's driving off. Well, somebody thought you should know, so here it is. X-Men the comic, based off the movie. Welcome to Pencils Down. I'm your host, Mikebomb, and today we'll be discussing the X-Men movie comic. And the first thing we're going to discuss is the comic book cover. And wow, since when did Halle Berry have such huge knockers like that? I'm not saying that big boobs are bad, but when your comic is based off a movie and its characters, shouldn't the characters in the comic look like the characters in the movie? Then next we have the screen smoke that's supposed to make the characters look mysterious, but it looks more like someone just passed gas. And judging by the constipated look on Wolverine's face, I think it might be him. Now let's move on to the story, where we have Kitty and Bobby talking about what's been going on and all that. And then we have this shadowy figure lurking in the tree. And who is that shadowy figure but Rogue, who has gone feral. And apparently we see Bobby trying to either push Kitty out of the way or cop a field. I don't know. And then we have Rogue pounce on them for the attack. Rogue goes to attack Kitty and goes for the boob grope. Again, what's with the boobs in this comic? But Kitty lets her phase through. Rogue's unable to touch her. And then suddenly, zack, fam, boom! And suddenly Cyclops and Storm appear to help with the situation. And then, for some reason, Storm decides to remind us what her powers are, which is lame because you've seen the comics, you've seen the movie. That's the only reason you would get this comic in the first place. You should automatically already know what her powers are. I'm just saying. Next, we have Cyclops explaining what happened to Rogue and how when she absorbed Logan's powers, she also absorbed his feral personality. But why in the flashbacks is Rogue blonde, and why is Logan's expression... It isn't necessarily bad, but it looks like someone's got his balls in a vice. So then we turn the page and we have Xavier making Magneto relive his time in the Nazi prison camps, which is just wow. Because, like, when would Xavier make Magneto, his former friend and colleague, relive that ever? I've never read about him doing this to Magneto or heard about it, and for Professor Xavier to do something like this to Magneto, it's horrible. You don't do that to anyone. It's just plain cruel and unusual punishment. I mean, I could be wrong. If I am, correct me, but to me, this is totally out of character for Professor Xavier, and it kind of pisses me off. Then, at last, we have Jean using her psychic powers. Oddly enough, she's not explaining her abilities like Storm did, and helping Rogue sort out all the fragmented memories that Logan, doing the absorption thing with Logan, has implanted in her. And, then Rogue's automatically all better. Thank you, Jean. You saved my life. But is Logan okay? Well, that's the last page where we see Logan in the hospital bed, and then we see the line, "To be continued," sort of, in the last 5 minutes of the movie. Wow. So, yeah, I think that's kind of lazy, and I think that's kind of a big FU to me. My final verdict on this comic is that it's a C-, and it's barely that. It's a below-average comic with a cut-and-paste storyline and subpar artwork. There's no real effort put into this comic, and it shows. That's all I have to say about this comic. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Pencils Down. I'm your host, Mikebomb, and I'll catch you on the next exciting episode.